One of the funny things about this paid sick leave law is that there hasn't been as much focus on when it can be used. It's these other details that have been more complicated and concerning for employers. But just because it's worth covering, I put on this slide the basic situations where employees must be allowed to use this time. And basically, it includes anything involving their own medical health condition, mental or physical, or that of a family member. I'm going to show you what family member includes on the next slide. And it includes not only treatment and illness and injury, but also preventative medical services, even including going to the dentist. It also covers something that wouldn't necessarily be a sick situation, and that is absences related to domestic violence, and we'll talk about more what that specifically includes per the statute. And my picture might be covering part of the word child here on this slide, in case you're wondering, that's parent/child. So when you're talking about family member medical situations, family member is defined pretty broadly as a child, spouse, domestic partner, parent, sibling, grandchild, grandparent, or the child or parent of a spouse or domestic partner. And then when you talk about parent and children, that is further explained to be a broad concept, including biological parent and children, foster parent and children, step, adoptive, and legal guardians or legal wards, as well as people who stood in loco parentis when an employee was a minor child. The lists are almost identical for parent and children, but for some reason, one of the lists does not have the word step. I don't know if there's some logical reason why, and I can't honestly remember which one it is. Either step parents or step children are not specifically listed. I think it's step children, and I don't know if the legislature intended you to have to be adopted or to be a legal guard or legal ward before you qualify for coverage. But I think for all practical purposes, we understand that it's pretty much any of these things. The safe leave, which is what the Department of Labor guidance, although not the statute, refers to the domestic violence situations as, are listed here. Again, it's pretty broad, and I don't necessarily need to read all of them, but basically if someone is involved in a situation where there may be an instance of domestic violence and they're trying to get services related to that, legal or otherwise, then they can use this sick leave time for that. The guidance does make it clear that the allegation of domestic violence does not have to have been raised even with the police department to qualify for this type of leave.